Well, good evening, beings. I'm not going to call you souls because you are beings ensouled, embodied. It is so lovely to be amongst you and your lights once again, and I feel honoured to be here to maybe deliver some form of interesting message. My name I could be referred to as the Spirit of Gaia, which is an honour. So I think on this evening, I shall choose to speak to you about Gaia. Yes. Now, you dear souls here are most fortunate for being able to reside in an area where the forest comes down to meet the ocean. Now, we have two opposing energies, but yet they blend. So we have the energy of the forest coming down, we have the energy of the ocean rolling in, and when you look at both of them, that is one of the basics of your physical life. Now, as I said, you are to be considered most fortunate because where you reside, if you wish to draw the line and stand on that line between the energy of the forest and the energy of the ocean, one coming in from each side, I would like to tell you that you're not just physically standing in the energy. Because this energy coming in is like a vice, a clamp, and it comes in and it uplifts you. So even though physically your feet may be on terra firma, your energy is much higher. Sometimes maybe 2 dimensions higher. Now, shall I pose this question? How many of you have noticed when you stand on the line between the forest and the ocean and you feel uplifted? Well, so you should. You are uplifted. You are being uplifted. So I would advise you to do that more often. Go to the line between the forest and the ocean. Breathe deep, and allow yourself to be uplifted. Now then, as I stated before, you are most fortunate, but then again, you chose to be here at this time, in this part of the world. You chose that. You're here, and you're not here by accident. It's no accident. It was in your pathway plan all along. Now, before we go any further, let me tell you this. There are no two beings here today on the same pathway, having the same experience and having the same lesson plan. You just are accompanying each other on this portion of your journey. You weren't always here. You won't always be here. But while you are here, get into the energy, be uplifted, and while you're at it, assist the other souls around you to join you, to be uplifted. My goodness. There are your brothers and sisters who live in large cities. Now, when I say live, that's not true. That's not correct. That's not living. That's half a life. They have half a life. You here have a life. You are connected. You live and breathe the energies. Well done. Now, your brothers and sisters in the larger cities are not so fortunate because they don't have a life. They have a half-life. The bitumen and the concrete that they stand on has got no life in it. The walls are made of stone and glass. Has no life in it. There are no trees around, no water around. There is nothing there to boost them, to give them life. Now, if they are fortunate enough to be able to walk out into the parklands, stand barefoot on the grass, looking up, possibly meditating, they do have a partial life, part of a life. They don't have a life. So when you look at your brothers and sisters in the cities, the food, their sustenance does not have a life. They're not eating live food. They're not drinking live water. The foods that they are storing and consuming has been brutalized. It may have started out as food, but then it is brutalized by production, process, chemical, additives. So the food they are eating does not have real life. Even those poor souls who are buying what they consider to be fresh food, most of the time that fresh food was brutalized before it was even picked or put on sale. It's not fresh. It's not live. The water that they drink is polluted. So they're living in an area that has no life, an environment that has no life, eating foods that has hardly any life, drinking water that's polluted. So those dear souls, I think your terminology is they're doing it tough. However, for those beings, ensouled, embodied, listening, reading, watching this discourse, I would like to suggest to them that, number one, you can be in the heart of a concrete jungle, but if you put your mind to it and create a forest and an ocean and wide open spaces where all the little entities, the little elementals are at work, you can create that space in your mind. You may be in the middle of a concrete jungle, but you can remove yourself. Your body stays behind, of course. Remove yourself. Remove yourself. Focus on where you want to be. Project that image. Project your inner beingness out there. Go out to the waterfalls, to the forest, to the ocean. Go to all those places. And you start to project from here. You project from here. It starts with the heart. It goes to here. Project. So you can, brothers and sisters, in the concrete jungle, you can project and escape. Not entirely, but whenever you wish. You can do it at will. You can search out the best, freshest, highest quality, not interfered with, food, and it will give you nutrition, life, sustenance, and the same with your waters. You can purify your waters. There are so many things that people can do, souls can do, to enhance their life, lift themselves up, create who and what they want to be and where they want to be, simply by coming from the heart to the mind, project it all out there. And it is like living the dream. It is similar to living the dream. So dream on. Now, by now you probably would have realized that the process I'm talking about is the process that you use to create and manifest. Now, I look around and I see some of you here who do create and manifest knowingly. I see others who create and manifest, what do I say, unconsciously. They do it, but they're not fully aware of what they're doing. So, with the process of creation and manifestation, it starts here, goes to here, and it's a desire. It's a heartfelt desire. It's a massive, powerful intent. It is a powerful desire. And you can project your inner being, your real self, not this overcoat. Project your real self out there. Well, you do it of a night in your dreams, don't you? And you do it sometimes in your meditation. You can get to the stage where you get out of your body and project out there. So what I want to tell you today is, think about it. Think about it. You're not just this physical slug walking around terra firma. You're not that, not at all. Many of you are advanced beings. Some of you have had great numbers of incarnations. Many of you still have more incarnations to come. Because you see, your pathway is not just one incarnation, or 5, or 10, or 100. Your pathway is fulfilling an entire contract. So you came here the first time when you were first breathed forth as a spark. From that point on, you had a destiny point. So you were contracted to live and live and live many, many incarnations until you fulfilled all the details of your contract, So let's not focus on, oh, this will be my last, I'm not coming back here. Well, you are coming back. You need to come back. You signed on the dotted line, because once you keep coming back and you fulfill your destiny, you hit destiny point, then you can come home and say, I've graduated, I've done it. Then, and only then, you can stay home in the realms. But in the meantime, in this now meantime, I would like you to not just think about it, but take it into your heart. Take it into your heart. You can see out your contract, walk every step, reach your destiny point. You can do that, and you can do it happily, because your physical, third, fourth dimensional circumstances are just little puddles you have to jump, little hurdles you have to jump, and little potholes you have to go around. It's all called experience and learning. Now, what's the point of all that? When you get to destiny point, you have accumulated so much soul growth, soul enrichment. Now, before I go any further, you will recall before I said, I'm not going to say good evening, souls. I'm going to say good evening, beings. So you, your beingness, who is within a soul, the soul gathers the experience, the enrichment, the colour, wisdom. Your soul gathers all that. And just like a farmer takes in his crop, the crop is benefited to the being. So, dear souls, I would like to say to you, as the spirit, as a spirit of Gaia, closely connected, I feel every pulse, because I glide through every realm around Gaia. That is my job. I enjoy my job. I love it. So why I'm coming here this evening to talk to you beautiful souls is to remind you of who and what you are. Remind you of where you are. Remind you of why you are here. So, dear souls, please stop looking at yourself as this physical being who has all these wants and needs. Get out of that prison. You built the prison. You confined yourself to it. Some of you will stay in that prison until enlightenment. When I say enlightenment, I mean you become enlightened. So I would like to just recap a couple of points. Now, I would like to tell you, do not forget, sit still, breathe. If possible, physically place yourself between the forest and the ocean. Breathe in the energy and rise with it. Rise with it. Now, I'm not saying that rises is consciousness. It rises in energy, upliftment. It does that. Now, if you are residing in the steel and concrete bitumen jungle, you can project. It doesn't matter where you reside, where you are. Project. In your meditative state, you leave your body. In your sleep state, you go into a dream state, you leave your body. In your sleep state, you're often out of your body. But of course, what happens there? The veil of amnesia comes across when you wake up. and you don't remember where you've been. Many of you have been doing a lot of good work, good work. So what I'm saying is, if you live in the energy between the forest and the ocean, rise with it. If you live in the concrete, bitumen, glass and chrome jungle, get out of your body. Get out of your body. Project yourself. Create and manifest. And don't forget, your physical needs sustenance, nourishment. It needs lots of things, or it will just collapse on you, decay. So search out the freshest, unadulterated foods. Surely filter your water. Walk your path. This is what you chose. You chose it. So walk your path to your destiny point, and all will be well. Well, thank you for having me here this twilight, in this energy, amongst all this wonderful colours. Oh boy. Thank you, dear souls. Thank you.